So yeah, so they're still growing. I'm still growing my male up. So my females are huge. I think both of them are around 9 feet, maybe 10 feet, which that could breed them. I would like the male to be a little bit bigger, just because I don't want him to get injured or anything like that during breeding. Um, and then I gotta figure out, if everything works out, what I'm gonna do is take the only baby rack I have and preschool. So it's gonna be difficult. I mean, I got time to see what I want to do with the babies of this year, because I got the whole thing is filled with snakes and stuff. So it's gonna be tough to decide what I'm gonna do. I need another rack. I need more room, and before you know it, very quickly, you have 40, 50, 60 babies. Um, yeah, I mean, hopefully I can produce some, and then obviously I'll put them out into the public. I won't be able to keep any of them. I main focus is becoming a large anaconda breeder. At this moment in my life, it's not. And I think once once I do have them, hopefully they go to the right people. Hopefully things work out. Dang, that's crazy. 23 years old. That's awesome. I've seen some of those snakes living a long time. A lot of people neglect them and get rid of them. I like yellows. They're a little more on the bitier side than the greens. I guess any snake can bite if they really want to. Um, yeah, I mean, my main focus is just on the greens. So hopefully this year I can put my male in with at least one or both females. I'm just worried about the male, who's not very long, is just going to get injured uh, with a very large female. That's my main concern. Yeah, um, I've only been bit maybe once or twice by my big female, and they're big, so they're hard to handle. So you're constantly moving them around. I think Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's definitely a lot of work, and they're very rewarding animals, but you got to put time into them. A lot of people don't. It's easy when you're young, but once they get 10 feet and more, it's very it's tough. It's nice, very cool. I got all mine when they were babies. Um, yeah, you put your time into them, and um, you put your time into them, and you bond with them, and then everything works out. I think that's when they get really big, and people are just like a lot to handle. It's a lot to move them out, a lot to put them back, it's a lot to clean their cages. I think that's where a lot of people start to neglect bigger animals. It is, it is a chore. Um, it's definitely not easy getting, 10 foot anaconda out and in the back. Listen, they go crazy, they go, I go back. And then when they're out, it's like, well, what are you going to do? Because it's the animal, put on the carpet and put on the couch, it goes anywhere it wants to. It's kind of like, it's going to do what it wants to do. I mean, you can like persuade it to go in a different direction, but once it's out, it's just kind of like, well, There it is. Oh, I mean, I don't blame you at all. So one of my cages that I built, it's 3.5 feet deep, and it's on the ground, and I don't want to be half my body in this 3.5 feet cage, really than poop out of it. So it's like, man, I gotta go in there, and I gotta dig its poop out and take her out first. It's definitely a chore. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, I think that's why a lot of people put them in 2x6s, 2x8s, because you're not half your body and scrubbing poop and cleaning up the mess. And it's easier to get them out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once it's on the floor, well, I'm getting old now, so I guess I gotta get in there and do this. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely worth it. If you can get them out and then they're comfortable with you, they don't go crazy. It's worth it. It's worth the time and the effort to put into it. Um, I've had mine for a while. I think I've had my female for almost 5 years, maybe 10 feet. So I'm not pumping them full of food. I'm not feeding them 2, 3 times a week. I might give them a 2, 3 pound rabbit once a month, and that's it. Let them go on their natural cycle of how they want to grow. And then I'm not more pressed to get babies out of them. So I'm just going to let them do what they need to do, grow at a good rate, get the male up how it's supposed to be, healthy, and then breed them and then I'm not knocking anybody that wants to make expensive food. It's great. Business is business. Some people have to do what they have to do. It's not like well, I need to get both of my unicorns pregnant by, this date. So there's a bunch of rabbits, and hopefully they can get up to weight and get babies out of it for whatever reason. Yeah, I mean, they're not other than the size, they're other than the size, feeding them, you gotta clean up. Not really, that's not as difficult animal. The difficulty is getting them out. Where's the anaconda? What's going on, guys? Sorry, I'm on two different settings right here. I'm on my phone and then on my computer, and they're not really leveled up. But what's going on? Where's the anaconda? They are in the cage. Um, they're hard to get out. They're big. They're hard to get all of what's going on the camera setting on iPhone. So that's why the big animals really aren't out on my streams or video, is because just to get a whole anaconda in frame, you gotta be completely away from the camera. It's like, well, see what I can do, but they're around. They're good. So hopefully, maybe this year, maybe next year, we'll have baby green anacondas. But it's all about the room, and this is the only baby rat that I have. I've got the ball python to fill a little bit better. The last thing I want to do is get stuck with a whole bunch of baby anacondas that they're not selling, and then feeding them a bunch of chicks, quail, and stuff like that. That it's a money thing too. So it's like I have to have enough money to have the babies weekly feedings on quail, and then I mean it all adds up. So I got to be prepared of what everything's going to be happening. Those are 20 foot. I can't even. I can't even imagine a 20-foot retake. That'd be cool though. That would be awesome to have. Crazy to handle. That'd be awesome though. Hopefully it's nice. I can't imagine a mean 20-foot retic trying to bite you, but that would be nice. So little by little, we're experimenting with breeding. I've only been breeding ball pythons for 2 years. 2 years, yeah, 2 years. So I wanted to get the ball pythons, see how that went, see how it's going. It's going before I jump into something a little bit more out of my element. Because not too many people do green anacondas, and people are very, very secretive on when it comes to breeding green anacondas. You try to ask some people, and they are very hush hush. I don't know if it's the big people on top. They want to own the market. They want to have the babies. They want to have the pricing as what it is, so it's not over flooded. Because last time I checked, females are going for 2 grand. If it's anything that ends up with a whole bunch of people flooding the market with green anacondas, those big timers aren't going to get $2,000 a baby anymore. So I think they're very careful on what they tell people and how they breed. But I don't think it's really any different than a basic boa. Just raise them up, make sure the female is a couple years old, good size, and just toss a male in there and see what happens. That'd be nice. Yeah, the boas would be kind of nice to breed. Again, having litters of 20 to 30 on multiple babies. I don't have a room all the time. I like to. I mean, more props to you if you can do that. Do that, but it's just tough um, on me because I only have my snakes in the master bedroom. I've moved myself out of my master bedroom into a smaller bedroom. So it sounds about right. The big timers are being selective about projects. Yeah, they are. Yep, big time. Because they want to own the market. They want to own the pricing on the market. And then a bunch of little people like me come in, and obviously nobody knows who I am. So I probably can't sell my snakes for $2,000. I have to cut it down half of what they're doing. And then they're going to see that and they get upset that I'm undercutting and underselling them. Not on purpose. If the big timers have it versus me, people are going to go buy from the big timers because they know who they are. They don't know who I am. And I mean, you can't really blame people for that. It's kind of like with the ball pythons. Um, I've got all these ball pythons, a lot of the same stuff as the big timers, and people are going to go buy from them. And it doesn't hurt my feelings because they have a reputation, and I'm new and I don't have that type of reputation. The first timers have small litters and frequent slugs. Yeah, that's the problem with. I'd say that's a problem with the boas too, because you raise a boa up for 4 or 5 years, and then they slug out. Wait 2 years, and you can have so you're 6 years in on boas if you slug out four, basically four. And then ball pythons, you're two. So most people would go with ball pythons on that, and they can go with either way. But I think a lot of people do wait 2 years from the bows. You can go another year, but I think some people like to cycle them a little bit longer just to see how they do, especially if they slug out. A lot of times the females won't go back on the food, so there's another issue as well. Yeah, I've been doing I've kind of stopped doing a lot of stuff just because like I was grinding super hard on it, and then I really wasn't getting any traction, and then the views went way down, and then it was just like a lot of negativity. So, um, yeah, I mean, I'll stick around on Instagram, but the whole YouTube thing, it's kind of like I might toss out videos of babies here and there, but I really don't have any content other than that. Yeah, I would agree. I agree boas are a better investment. I do have a handful of boas. It's a pretty nice one, a lot of IMG, BPI stuff, moon glows, snows, stuff like that on the boas that would make for really good babies. I know a lot of, I don't think the boas industry is collapsed at all like the ball pythons. Yeah, YouTube's a consistency on YouTube. It's just hard though because it's like you make the video, you edit the video, you do all this stuff with the video, and then you get like 50 views. Now, granted, it's 50 views, but it's like I just did like 4 hours of work to get 50 views. So it's kind of, and then a lot of negativity because it's an open platform on there. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm on a BPI snow. BPI snows are very nice. So I do have no, I don't have any VPI head snow stuff. I do have an IMG jungle hypo IMG het snow, and I have a male snow. So it'd be cool to make a bunch of IMG hypo jungle snows. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of negativity even on Instagram, but hey, anytime somebody likes something, thumbs up, thumbs down, or negative comment, it pushes you through the algorithm. So haters move you along, positivity moves you along. So yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. But I think everything's pretty much like overplayed out. Like the feeding videos. I mean, I already got my YouTube channel demonetized because everybody. I guess I had so many people um, put bad reviews that I got a message from YouTube saying we're not going to monetize you. I never got any money from YouTube anyways because I don't have the views for it. But I was like, really, you guys really are that mad at me? Like, I'm not even doing anything. Like, I'm over here just breeding ball pythons, showing you guys ball pythons. I'm not trampling on anybody's success or anything like that. But people gotta, hit that report button all the time. Uh, yeah, I mean, unless you're making like 10,000 views or more, you're not getting any money on it. So it's like if you want to demonetize me on YouTube, it's like you weren't paying me anyways. But we'll see how the channel keeps going and stuff like that. I mean, it really wasn't. And then it was just kind of like I try to do cutting videos, egg videos, feeding videos, room tours, baby videos, and all this stuff on YouTube. And it's just like no traction at all. So I'm just like, why am I spending so much time on YouTube to get 50 views when I can go on Instagram and make a 5 minute video, or not 5 minute, 5 second or 10 second reels and get a few thousand likes. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just tough creating content that's not repetitive, like feeding videos over and over and over again. It's like, here's my adults over and over and over again. So it's like, I just felt like I really didn't have the content or don't have the content um, to make like everyday stuff. And that's where you need YouTube. It's like you need to make everyday content, come up with stuff. It's like, well, they're snakes. They don't really do anything. It's like another animal that you can really interact with. Now, if I had a bunch of clutches with all the egg cutting and all the babies and stuff like that, then sure, that might be a little bit easier. I haven't been demonetized. Well, I got a lot of haters. And I don't know what I do. I don't. I don't know. I just breed Paul pythons. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. In reptile niche, you want customers, not views. Keep posting to stay in front of your customers. Yeah, I mean, but you got to hit the algorithm now. Like you got to get the views to hit the algorithm to put you out into the internet. And with 25, 50 views on a video, you're not really getting spread out to find customers either, which makes it difficult as well. Um, I mean, I do appreciate the people that have followed and do watch, but it is kind of like, man, it's a lot of work to see my. And then, like, you do a 10-minute video and your average view time is 30 seconds. It's just kind of like, it's tough. And then it's just difficult. So I know, do the grind, make videos consistently, but then it's like you look at the data on your video and it's just like it's not getting any better. It's actually getting worse. So it's like I'll save my time, my energy, and just kind of not really do that too much and then see what happens. So I get a lot more traction on Instagram. So I might do both. I mean, I might do a video on these new babies, and then when I do my shed testings, come back and stuff like that. But I don't think I've made a video on YouTube about the two latest clutches. I do have a female that should drop eggs in the next 12 days ish. So I'm really excited about that clutch. The female is a little small. So hopefully we get some good eggs out of her. The babies on that are going to be phenomenal. So the female is an orange stream, yellow belly, Mojave, blackhead pied, and I paired it to an orange stream, Enchi fire pied. So super orange dreams, blackheads, Mojaves. I mean, it's just gonna be a phenomenal clutch. I'm super excited about that one. Just hopefully everything goes well with her lane, and then obviously then 60 days in the incubator. So a lot can happen, but I am excited to see her on some eggs because I really like the Mojave and the blackhead stuff, and I don't have any of them other than her. So making my own combos would be phenomenal. Super excited. It is hard to stay motivated. It's very difficult to stay motivated, especially when you see the data points and it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't be looking at that. I should just be making content and hope for the best. But I've done it for a few years and then, it just didn't grow. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, they definitely like to go to the bathroom in their water. So you change it, fresh in, and then it's dirty in like 5 minutes. Do shorter video on how to identify genes. I could do that. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I'm still new. I'm still learning everything. So some of the genes are a little bit still new to me on how to tell what's going on. Um, yeah. Oh, that's good to know. I mean, normally when I put in a snake thing, pretty much the top five biggest reptile contenters are on there. So um, it's a new year, new algorithms, new stuff's going on. So maybe I'll make a couple more YouTube videos for you guys, especially on the two new clutches that happened. I'm gonna have to do shed testing on all of them, so it'll be exciting to see what actually comes back on those results. I'm doing full panels on one snake, and then every snake has to be tested for het clown. So they're het 100% het pied, 100% het hypo, and then 50 on the clown, but I just want to know what they are. So keep some, and then I don't know. That's gonna be tough because they're all multi-gene. They're all at least minimum 3 gene, double, possible triples, and even the double, the het pied and the het hypo. If I can, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough clutch to try to sell because there's just some really good holdbacks, especially on the because making you know Enchi, Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Pied Hypos visuals, those are some beautiful animals. And then you add in Clown and try to hit a triple. Yeah, those are going to be tough to try to get rid of. So we'll see what the shed testing comes back. They look like there's an extra gene that's throwing them all off. So I just want to make sure that nothing weird is going on with that. Um, but Yeah, we'll get shed testing done. I think full panels 3 to 5 weeks, and then I think the basic shed testing is like, I don't know, a week or something. So not too bad, but fingers crossed on the triples, and then on the genes that I'm a little iffy about. So um, yeah, I'm just doing a bunch of repeat pairings this year. Um, Nothing crazy, except for that one cool one that's going to lay eggs by the end of the month that I'm excited about. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what you guys are into tonight. What you guys are into on what's your opinion on Sunset? I like Sunset. I don't have the money for Sunset. I just think it looks like a really over glorified pinstripe snake. So I like them. I'm seeing a bunch of people get into them, and then obviously that's going to crash the value on it. So they're not $20,000 anymore. I think they're half that or less. But yeah, I mean they're bright as babies. I don't think I've ever seen one as a dull. So maybe I have, and it was pretty dulled out. I don't know, but not really something that I'm really. I don't know if I'm going to jump into Sunset just yet. I know a lot of people are selling hets, which is the easiest way to get into some very, very nice um, combos. Because I have a visual ancient clown pied, and then I put a multi gene pied het clown together, and I got beautiful visual clown pieds. So you can go the het route. Go the het route if you just want to hit all the good stuff. Spend the money on it. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see when more stuff is kind of going on with it. Who has the Sunset Pieds? I think it was Miguel. I think Miguel had some of the. And then I think he had Sunset Clowns, which looked good as well. Yeah, I miss making videos with the anacondas. The anacondas are fun to get out, and it's just tough though because they're getting so big that it's hard to get them on camera in such a small room. But I'll put out more anaconda stuff. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, it definitely does. I don't know who's actually like the big Sunset guy. I think Billy Rowe is Miguel. I'm sure Canova, but it'd be nice to see a bunch of smaller breeders jump in on that Sunset and get a lot of cool combos before all the big dudes get it. That's what I would like to see. Have some of us bedroom breeders take over for a little bit. Oh yeah, the Ultramel Sunset Clown Pieds. Yes, that'd be crazy. I do like Ultramel stuff. I don't have any of that. I don't have any Ultramel. 2 years ago, when I was like buying my entire breeder stock or collection or whatever, all the Ultramel stuff, all the Clown Pieds, like a basic Clown Pied female was still like, this was 2, 3 years ago. And they were over $10,000. I think a male was 6 or 7, and now you can buy a male Clown Pied for $300. So it's like, yikes! I don't know what happened with that. Nice. Hopefully, you hit some good stuff. It'd be nice if you hit some really really cool visual stuff before a lot of the big timers do. Get your name out there. Billy doesn't. I'm surprised. That shocks me. I really thought Billy would be messing with that since it's a high dollar animal. Then I was watching him like a couple weeks ago, and he said that he is only now going to deal with top dollar stuff. So I'm really surprised he doesn't. Interesting. I don't know what stuff he's going to be doing because he said he's going to be selling off a lot of his stuff. And I'm pretty sure he said like his bare minimum dollar amount on a snake would be like a couple $1,000s and nothing below that. I don't know. Stuff changes, but he definitely has the networking to do whatever he wants. And I think that's what's important. A lot of times in this industry is networking, seeing what you can do, where to sell it, overseas stuff maybe. But um, yeah. So what's going on? He's worked with Monsoon. Ah, Monsoon. Yeah. Yep. He's big in with Monsoon. I like the freeway stuff still. That stuff is still really, really nice. Um, I don't have any of that. I wish I did. I should have gotten into that. I know the pricing's come down a lot on everything, so it's not too difficult to pick up some projects here and there just to work with some different stuff on it. Um, but I don't want to get it. It's tough because I don't want to get too ahead of myself on the breeding. As you can see, I got tons of stuff behind me that's um, a lot of babies, so I don't want to get overwhelmed. Yeah, the market's not like it was 3 years ago. So I see a lot of people getting out. I see a lot of people downsizing. Yeah, I mean the way the pricing on rodents are going sky high, bedding's going up, rack systems are going up. Everything's going up except for the price of the snakes. Yeah, I mean a lot of the breeders projects. Um, I mean you can still get into some really really nice high end animals. Because I look at Canova and he still has babies up for $20,000. So I mean it's kind of yeah, yeah. It's a good time to get in. A lot of people are getting out. A lot of people are getting out, which is I don't know. I mean, I've got my own opinions on that, and probably not to you know won't get into all that. But it sucks. You see people out getting out for various reasons. It's all about money, though. People don't want to admit it, especially the people who criticize others for different stuff, and then they don't stick around. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of dips though in the industry, and you can go back. I mean, I think Kabolka had a or Justin had a whole video on it. There's been multiple huge time periods in the last 15, 20 years where everybody's saying it's crashing and then it goes up, crashes and it goes up, and you just gotta wait it out. Yeah, I mean, I follow a lot of people on Instagram. It's crazy because nobody wants to work a 9 to 5. I work a 10-hour shifts. I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. If I could breed snakes and that could be an income for me where I could just do this, I mean, everybody wants to do that. They get in, they get super motivated, they buy the wrong stuff, they don't spend the money on the right things, and then their feeding bill over exceeds what they're doing at all, and then they have to get out because they can't make any money. They're I don't know, selling a $75 animal, and then you got to pay for the packaging, you got to pay for the heat, you got to pay for the labels, and you got to pay for the food, and so your $75 animal that you're selling is you can't even pay for any of the rats, but it's just how it is. Yeah, that's when everybody was booming. That's when all the high prices were during COVID. People were getting all that free money. And then like you have a rack system like behind me and you fill it with $100 worth of animals and it costs you $500 a month to feed it. all the animals, and your top selling animals $75. That's not going to work out for you. But it's just funny or interesting how like a lot of these people get into this and then they rant and rave on the big timers on how they do it only for the money. They don't love the animals. They don't care for the animals because they live in little boxes. All they're doing is breeding for money. It's a business, but they do like the animals. They do care for the animals. And the same people that are saying that these big time breeders are only in it for the money, well, why are you selling everything? Get a job, get two jobs. I thought you loved your animals more than money, but here you are because you couldn't make what you thought you could make. You cash out. Um, so I don't know. It's just aggravating. It's just aggravating to hear people on their logic and stuff, and then next thing you know, guess who's cashing out because they can't make what they wanted. You can always keep your animals, just keep them as pets. Don't breed them. I've been thinking about vending. I have been as a Cincy show. I have no banners. I have no tablecloths. I have no displays. Um, so I would like to make something look nice while I'm there. So maybe in the next couple months I could get some stuff around, and then I can vend at the Cincinnati show, which would be cool. I might vend there, see what happens. Interact with some people. I like going there. I haven't been in a while just because it's pretty far from me. And then I'm working extra hours at work, and then it's on a Sunday. It's kind of like I just want to relax for a little bit. So I might do it once, see how it goes. A lot of people go there who are not into the internet, who don't search on Morph Market. Some people just go there and see what's going on and then might buy something. So not everybody cruises Morph Market looking for stuff. So it would be nice to um, try an event. So um, yeah, it's always nice to vending can be very expensive, yes, because it's $50 a table. Um, you don't have to get the acrylic boxes. I know those are expensive. I think like a 3 high by 4 display is like $400, and you can be you can and then a tablecloth, a banner, cards, stickers, whatever else you're going to lay out. You could be $1,000 into just your setup alone, and then yeah, hotels, traveling. Yeah, it's very expensive. Yeah, ARS, that's wild. And then obviously, I'm probably going to need at least $2,000 worth of acrylic, or I can go with little deli cups. Um, and you got to get the lights. Kind of make sure you got your lights. Make sure your snakes your snakes look good, and you got to get the inserts. You got to get the bags. There's a lot to it. There's a lot, and it is very expensive. So yeah, you could be $3,000 deep into your yeah. Imagine that $3,000 on displays to sell $100 animal. Yeah, so it's tough. Or you can just go with nothing. Just lay out a bunch of deli cups, and hopefully people are interested in what you have with just a bunch of deli cups. Yeah, so like all the high dollar acrylic stuff come with locks. With the deli cups, anybody can just snag a little deli cup and run away. Unless you got like a net over it, which I've seen people do. You have a net and then a locked net. Does it look good? I don't know. I don't know. But the acrylic stuff is deli cups and a smile. Yep, deli cups and a smile. Yeah, I mean deli cups. You can get deli cups for cheap. Projects I'm working on next. I'm just well. my clown pied stuff, which I've made a few already, and then whatever I just made. So the possible, so multi-gene codoms with the head pied, head hypo, possible head clown, and then we're going to be working with, or me, I should say, I'm going to be working with triple heads, multi-gene triple heads, or multi-gene hypo pied stuff. I don't like the nets either. I don't like the nets. I really don't like the deli cups either. Like, you want to go and make a good presentation. Not that deli cups aren't good, but I think people would say, hey, this guy's put a lot of time and effort into his display with acrylic, with a banner, with a tablecloth, with business cards, with stickers, and all that stuff. Not saying you don't need it, but I think people would be like, oh, this guy's really putting a lot of effort into this. Oh, maybe I'm overthinking it. But I can see like the deli cups and the nets as overflow next to the acrylics. I don't think that'd be bad, but there's a lot of thieves that go into these shows, and you got to be careful. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Clowns are next for me. I did pretty well with the banana stuff. So I had a banana pied female that I bred with a mahogany pied male, and I got two mahogany banana pies that are males, but they're female makers. So I do have an Enchi mahogany pied that I could try to throw a banana mahogany pie with and try to make super mahogany Enchi bananas. Who knows? That's a lot. But I am trying to work right now. I forget what the super mahoganies are right now, but I am trying to make right now they are together, trying to make Enchi super mahogany pies, which I think would be cool. Yeah, QR codes would be nice. That would be nice. Um, yeah, and then I mean, people lose cards. It's just another expense. What I'm curious on what failures you had on bananas because bananas are pretty good. I don't think there's I've never really heard of people who had failures with bananas. So I'm curious. Are you gonna work with banana clowns or no bananas at all? I like clowns. I got a ton of them. I love them. My main thing is to put chocolate in all my clowns this year. So that mail is going to be super busy. I made a phenomenal super fire chocolate clown this past year. Phenomenal. I traded it to my buddy for a dreamsicle, a male dreamsicle. So now I have a male dreamsicle and a female yellow belly dreamsicle, which this year should be happening. Should be getting all yellow belly dreamsicles or regular dreamsicles by the end of the year. I hope. The male does need to get some weight on him though, so we'll see what happens with that. But it's that'd be exciting. That is exciting. Getting some dreamsicles. So that's kind of the plan now, and a bunch of repeat breedings. Um, trying to still hit on a lot of the super enchies, super orange dreams, yellow belly fire pieds. That's been my goal. I hit a few of them last year. This one right here, it's a female. I'll probably keep her. Doesn't look that great on camera for whatever. There, that one looks way better. So super orange dream, super enchi leopard yellow belly pied. Yeah, not looking very good on my laptop. Looks better on my phone. So she's a holdback. Got this girl right here with the white tip nose. I'm sure you've all seen this everywhere on my Instagram. White tip nose, super orange dream, leopard, yellow belly pied. Female. I was gonna sell this one, but I don't think I know a lot of special pieds have the white tip nose. I don't think you're gonna see too many of a super OD yellow belly leopard pieds with a white tip nose. So keeping that one. So I'm totally overloaded with orange dream enchi, yellow belly fire pieds. I just have so much of it, and I'm just trying to make supers of everything. Um, and then all the lower stuff that I make, it's not a bad thing. So, oh, I'll tell you what, Mountain Dew is grown a lot since I've last shown her. Um, she's massive, so probably not, but I will make a video. I'll tell you that. I'll make a video of the green anacondas. And Mountain Dew is on rabbits now, crushing almost 4 pound rabbits. And she's big, a lot. She grew a ton. But I'll make a video just for you. How about that? I'm not going to get her now because she's so big. She's not going to fit in my little camera thing, no matter how far back I walk. The pairing was a female albino with a male banana, and she yielded 7 eggs. 5 were good. Only one banana and she survived. Ooh, shark mouth. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Wonder why you got shark mouth with that. I thought that was really only with super black pastel. I didn't know that was something going on with that. You have any push outs? I have not. I haven't had any issues with these rack systems. I don't like this rack system for other reasons. But I got this as a good price used, so I can't complain too much on it. But no, I don't have any push outs with it. But I don't have any really big snakes in there. They're all small ball pythons. Um, I don't think you would because these are very very stiff in and out. They're not easy to slide, and they stick a lot. So you spill water everywhere. It's not like ARS where it's super smooth in and out. They're sticky. Um, that's why I really don't like them. For over $1,000 on this, I don't, not worth 1,000 or more. What's the alternative? We really don't in the industry. We really don't have options on unless you build your own. ARS is expensive. Freedom Breeder is expensive. That's the cheapest option you're going to get. They just don't slide well. I don't know why. And I don't like the heat tape because it doesn't lay on the tub, so you're not getting direct heat. It's up a little bit, so the heat, disappears before it hits the plastic. I don't like that either. Um, Behind me, who makes this? I forget. Oh, Vision. This is a Vision rack. Vision, yeah. So yeah, Vision. I'll say anything bad about them. They could slide in and out a lot easier. The heating could be better. That's about it. I don't know if they make heat panels like the ARS. I don't know if they actually make the heat panels for this. They might. Um, the heat panels would be a lot better, but there's not a lot of room in between here. You can get different size inserts to make them bigger, smaller. Bigger tubs can slide long ways. You can put multiple different sizes like these and these, which that is nice that you can do that. That these small ones you can put 3 or the 2 big ones, and you can get the super like way up top, the long one right there. So I do like that about this. They're just they use heat cable, and I don't like heat cable. I don't trust it. And I don't like how it doesn't lay on the cable. So there's a lot of room where the heat is gonna dissipate from, so you're not getting a true reading on that. I do have it hooked up to a Vision 300, so I have split. Half of it is on one channel, and then half down is on another channel. Just because the cable, I don't think the heat would be the same at the top as it would be at the bottom if I ran all of it through. Which is nice about ARS. Each level has its own individual panel that has its own plug. So each individual panel has 80 is at 80 degrees instead of a heat cable 80 degrees 80 degrees. That's not there's no way it's 80 degrees through the entire thing. Yeah, they will cause, but they don't touch. So and it's not tape, it's the cord, the heat cord or heat cable. So you got to intertwine it. And there's a big space at the bottom here. So you put the cable in. It's got little cutouts for it, so it doesn't rub. Now I know in Visions, homemade ones. I won't say Vision, homemade ones that are do that where they will rub and they will catch on fire. But I have heard of heat cable just catching on fire because it's cheap. It makes me nervous. What's going on? How you doing? But anytime we're working with elements with heats, yeah, you run a risk of a fire. So I'm constantly checking the cable on it. And probably, I don't know, just for me, probably every 2 years or a year, just change it so there's not any faults or weird hotspots through the cable somewhere. I don't know. But anytime you see somebody having a house fire or whatever fire, it's with pretty much just with the heat cables and the heat tape. Could be user error, but makes me nervous. Nice. Waiting eggs to hatch. Feels like it's the longest time when you're waiting for eggs to hatch. How long do you have? Today? Hatching today? You got a couple days on that. But yeah, I mean, if you can pick up used ones, pick them up. I would not want to pay full price for one of these. I don't like paying full price for ARS, but hey, I mean, if you can, yeah, I mean, if you can get a used 7010 620, that's a good deal. I mean, so many people are getting out right now. Why not take advantage of buying people's good used stuff? Because the people that are selling out, they've only done this for 6 months to a year. So everything's new. Why wouldn't you capitalize on it? Yeah, I don't know if people are just not using good thermostats. I don't know. I know there are a lot of people who don't use thermostats, that's for sure. 61? Holy cow, I would have cut that 6 days ago. Nice. I like the puzzle stuff. Puzzle stuff looks good. Stranger? That's going to look good. Puzzle and Stranger. Yeah, that'll look good. That'll be phenomenal. I don't have any, I don't worry about any of the ARS stuff catching on fire. I think it's definitely built better. And then you have that huge metal sheet that your tubs will lay on. So there's no heat tub transfer. You got a barrier between it. Herb I got a herb on my incubator, but my 3 racks are on the vivarium, the 300 times twos, so I can split it half and half. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people that do homemade PVC, and they just lay the tape on it with no thermostat, and every time they pull a bin in and out, rub, 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 catches on fire. Yeah, I don't understand that either. It's like your animal's gonna bump or move the probe. Now I do have my probes in with my anacondas, but I'm using a heat panel, so you kind of have to do that. But it looped high enough where they're not gonna move it around, and it's going to adjust the heat so it gets 180 degrees on a heat panel. But yeah, some people, I don't know what people think. Like, let's do a little bit of research. We have the internet. We can use the internet now to not make these mistakes, and common sense would go a long way. Let's just not put the probe in and duct tape it where the snake is going to be. Like, come on. Animal plastics. Nice. I don't have any of animal plastic stuff. I wanted to get their 8-foot cage um, for my anacondas, but they would not deliver to a residential address, which is weird because they would deliver the 6-footers, but not the 8-foot to my home address, which was beyond weird to me. And it's freight, so they can just drive up to my driveway. I don't know. So I didn't go with them. I found two very, very nice animal plastic style 2x8s for my anacondas. So I'm using those. So I haven't really looked at animal plastics in a long time just because, yeah, that would work. Although I have just a basic car, so I don't think it would fit. That was my other issue. So I got my ARS stuff, and I'm like an hour away from them because I'm in Cincinnati. I think they're in Indianapolis. So I rented a truck from Home Depot for 20 bucks an hour, and then they loaded it in the back of a Home Depot truck, which is a lot cheaper than a U-Haul. So that's how I got that. But yeah, I could have done that. I didn't even think about um, having them deliver at a hub. That's a good idea, though. I didn't think of that. Palletized freight. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. But it didn't give you like the option, like, hey, we can't ship this to your home address, but we can put it to the nearest hub. So I don't know how that worked. I don't know why an 8-footer can't be shipped to my house, but a 6-footer can. It's only 2 feet. And if it's coming on freight, whatever. So I went with a different option, and it works. So if I breed anacondas and I have a bunch of babies and leftovers or holdbacks, yeah, I'll probably look into them again. And I'll look into that freight. Um, but yeah, so what else is going on? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Because I was going to buy it. It would have been, because I needed two of them with the shipping. I don't know. It was a while ago. But I'm pretty sure I was spending $1,800, $1,900 with them. And I found two for 800 bucks. So it worked out in the long run. And they don't push out on the glass. So that's a positive. No loose anacondas in the house. We don't need that. But I don't know. I got to get permits for them soon. I do not want to go through that hassle. So permits for the anacondas soon before somebody rats me out on Insta or on social media. They're not there yet, but they're getting there. So 12 feet. You cannot apply for a permit until it is 12 feet long. If it's under 12 feet, they will deny you, which kind of sucks. And a lot of people do not like that because if you tell the government you have a 12-foot anaconda and they say you cannot own it, guess what? They know you have it. Where do you where are you gonna need a permit? Ohio. I'm in Ohio. So they allow you to have rocks, retics, berms, and anacondas. But the only stipulation is once they hit 12 feet, you have to get a permit. And it is they're pretty good at giving you a permit. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody, unless you have some weird animal abuse thing on your record, they're pretty good at giving you one. But you got to go through the state, you got to go through your local sheriff, you got to go through the county, and then the state comes in and checks on your enclosure, makes sure it's a good size, you have locks, you have a whole bunch of stuff. But if you don't have the stuff and they show up, they give you a time limit to correct what you need to have corrected. And I think it's 150 a year or 200 a year. And then that is a bunch of snakes with it. But they can show up at any moment unannounced. And if your stuff is not locked, if your doors are wide open and there's hanging out in your house, they're not nice about it. I don't think they'll take your animals, but they'll definitely fine you. So you'll get slapped with the government. They're going to take their money. Nice. Yeah, I don't. Well, there was this huge thing that happened in Columbus a while ago where some guy had bears and coyotes and lions and giraffes and all this stuff. And the story goes he let all of his lions and bears and stuff out, and then he killed himself. And then so all these wild animals and one particular people got upset about it, and now we have permits. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying it's not bad. I think it is good. Because yeah, I mean, people do weird stuff with animals, and there's only 3 people in the state of Ohio who have permits to have venomous snakes. So it is very, very, very difficult to get a permit, almost impossible to get a permit for venomous snakes. Unlike Kentucky and Michigan, where or Pennsylvania, West Virginia, bunch of states where you can just go and buy whatever you want. I think I'm okay with a lot of people needing permits because people are idiots. If you breed them, you gotta have $1 million insurance. So I think you have. Wait, what are we talking about? Cody Exotic and custom clothes have nice cages. I've never heard of them. They give some nightmares. Yeah. So, and obviously, if you break the rules and the government takes your animal, they're not taking care of it. They're gonna kill it. So if you have a 14-foot, if I have a 14-foot anaconda and somebody on Instagram sees it and spills the beans to Ohio's, the Ohio government, they come to my house and be like, "We know you have an animal. We need to check it out." Hey, I don't have a permit for this. They could take it, and yeah, they're not gonna take care of it. They're gonna kill it. Yeah, people are super irresponsible. Like I see people that are not responsible with corn snakes. I can't imagine what some guy just going to a show and buying a gaboon viper for $50 just because he wants to show it off on the internet is going to do. Yeah. Well, are you $1 million insurance on venomous? Because you just have to have that anyways, not just breeding. Like if you own them in Ohio and you have the permit, you have to have a lot of insurance. So there is I don't think you have to have insurance on just owning big snakes. They're all lumped together. Like once you go on the website for Ohio, they lump in the giant snakes and the venomous all in one category. So it's a little confusing on the ruling on it. But if you go down a little bit on it, then it tells you, hey, any snake over 12 feet, you better get a permit. And obviously, I show my stuff on the internet, and people don't like me as is. I'm going to get a phone. I'm probably going to get a visit from the DNR. Any big snakes in Ohio, if you would. I haven't heard that. I'm going to have to look at that. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Um, I've never heard that, but I'll look into it. Um, wonder, I wonder why, because it's just breeding smaller animals. I don't know. Yeah. My best leopard combo. Yeah, I mean, people go and buy a king cobra for $25 at a show in Pennsylvania, and then they want to show it off on the internet, and you get bit, and then they ruin it for everybody. Favorite leopard combo? How about a fire mahogany Batman, which has leopard in it? That would probably be my favorite, right there. So doesn't look good on the camera with my computer. Looks phenomenal on my phone though. So yeah, there it is. That's my favorite leopard combo. And we'll just go with this pied right here. Orange Dream Yellow Belly Super Anchy Clown Pied. So multi-gene clown pied. Looking okay. Out of that pairing, I did a visual with a het, and I got 3 visual clown pieds, 1 female and 2 males. So, keeping the female, obviously, keeping one of the males. Might just keep both of the males, because if that one male doesn't want to breed or doesn't breed, then I'm gonna wish I had both of them. So I might keep one as a backup. And I want a lot of money for him. So nobody's paying me for what I want. And I've had a lot of people want to trade me snakes. I've had some people say, hey, I got like 9 snakes. Would you trade for it? No, thank you. No, thanks. But here's the brother of that one. Same genes. It just has pastel. So super anchy. That one's for super anchy. Yellow belly, pastel, orange stream, clown pied. So we'll see. See what happens in the future. Yeah, everything is fantastic. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Having a good evening, having a good week. All my stuff is like late in the year on breeding. So everybody's kind of all over the place. Breed in the spring, get babies almost near the fall. Then I had 2 clutches last month. I got 1 laying in 10 days. So my cycle is like all over the place. I do need to get an ultrasound because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just breeding, guessing. Yeah, and it's like all the het stuff. It's like I have. They're like, oh, I have an Orange Dream and she het pied. I'm like, I already have a bazillion Orange Dream and she visual plot pieds. I don't need anything het unless it's ultra male or something wild that I don't have. But I'm not going to take 9 het pieds when I have everything visual pied. So it's like I don't want to be, it's like, come on, man. Plus, I don't know. I don't really like taking trades. I did trade with my buddy just because it's my buddy. Um, but I really don't like trades because it's like you want to give me 5, 6, 7, 8. How do I know if they're all healthy? They could be sick. They could infest my collection with mites. Obviously, you're gonna put them somewhere else, but I mean, I'm not gonna risk infection or whatever it is, contamination on a trade. Unless I know you. Unless I know you, I don't have problems with trades or deals or something like that. But it's like I don't need 9 animals. I don't need any animals. So it's like if somebody's gonna trade with me, it's better be good. Because it's like I'm trying to sell my animals, not bring more in. Um, Trades should be equal. I think they should be. Um, yeah, trades should be equal. But that's the thing. Like, there's a reason why I'm selling my stuff. I don't need your. I don't want your whole collection for one animal because then I gotta feed instead of feeding the one, I gotta feed 9. I don't need 9 more snakes to feed, especially if they got issues. So, yeah, I mean, it's weird trying to sell stuff. I mean, I don't know. I've never been in this business of selling stuff, but wow, people are crazy. Low balls to the max, weird trades, weird stuff. Um, I don't want your Super Nintendo, although that would be cool. If somebody want to trade a Super Nintendo for one of my snakes, no thanks. Yeah, and then people just tell me all the time, your prices are too high. Well, sorry, I'm kind of where everybody else is. It is what it is. I'm like, I don't want your collection of nothing snakes. I mean, it's like, yeah, there's a reason why there's a reason why you want to trade with somebody is because you can't get rid of that animal or those animals for a reason. And yeah, I mean, I traded with my buddy. I traded a Superfly chocolate clown for a dreamsicle. Even trade. He wanted that. I need a male dreamsicle. I trust him. I get all my rats from him. His stuff is clean. Yeah, sure, no problem. Let's do a trade. But if somebody in California says, hey, I got 10 snakes, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're going to do with them. I don't know. You're sick animals. I don't need them. Price should be reflect the market value or at least a minimum market value. They should, but people don't really look into that. They just type away. I mean, I have a snake up right now. Yeah, I understand. We're all struggling. Stuff is expensive. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I have financial issues. I've got so much debt with snakes. I'm drowning in it. Like I'm not even swimming anymore. I'm drowning. So when you see a snake that you like and it's $900, and you offer 200, we do free shipping. I get it. You're struggling for money, but come on now. I've had that happen. That people say, "Hey, look, I'm hurting financially. I really like this animal, $600 animal, just throwing out a number. Hey, man, I'll work with you. I'll do payment plans. I'll, give me a fair offer. But if you're going at 200 with free shipping, that's $100 on my end for shipping. So I get $100 for the snake. Sorry, man. This is not going to work. I get it. But it's just tough to turn away people, especially when they're like I'm hurting for money. Everybody's hurting for money. Market value is subjective. I have a few snakes that are one. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. It's like, how do you? I mean, it's like with this one right here. Not that one. The other one. It's like this one right here. A super orange dream, yellow belly pie, leopard pied with a white tip nose. I get it. Special pies have white tip notes. Are you really going to see too many super OD yellow belly leopard pies with a white tip nose? Like, how do you market that? You know what I'm saying? How do you value that? Maybe not. I don't know. And then like this one right here, black pastel mahogany pipe, white tip nose. How many black pastel mahogany pies have a white tip nose? I just showed you two, so they're out there. But I mean, it's like, how do you value that? Or do you, since it's a little bit rare, do you put a different price on it? So it's kind of like, I think that, you look at the other ones online and they're $1,200. And it's like, well, there's none else on Morph Market that have a white tip nose. So can you value it more? Can you put the price up a little bit? Maybe. I don't know. So when you get these oddball patches or paradoxing, those aren't, but I'm saying paradox. Does the value go up because it's a rarity? And then will people actually agree with you on that for justified pricing? Call them cocaine. Yeah, cocaine knows. So it's difficult with some of this. So yeah, I mean it's right, exactly. And then like that could be a $4,000 animal. You own the market on it. You're the only one with it. You put your price on it, and then it's up to somebody with like whatever you decide. You're looking for that 1% that's going to pay for it, whether 99 is going to complain about the pricing. The one person who wants that is going to pay what you're asking for it. It is tough. I mean, you can go on Canova's page right now, and I think he's the only one. I'll look it up real quick. I know he's got a really nice snake on there, and I think he's the only one that has it on there. So I'm on his page. I guess he sold it because he had one that was $20,000. He either sold it or he took it off. I would assume he sold it. So he has one black pastel hypo desert ghost clown head pied, $16,500. So he owns the market. I mean, he's got a bunch of stuff for 15, 20, 14. Is a hypo desert ghost clown worth 14 grand off Canovas? To a lot of people, no, it's not. But for that 1%, that 1% of the people that need a hypo DG clown might offer him 13. So 13 grand. But for the 99%, oh, that's ridiculous. Nobody's going to buy that. Somebody will. He had a $20,000 one up there 2 weeks ago. It's not there, so somebody bought it. I mean, that's a three recessive gene right there. 14 grand. Somebody will buy it. Yeah, so I put up that white tip super OD yellow belly leopard pie on Morph Market for a lot. And then I got a few very, very I don't know what the word is. Disgruntled, I guess you could say. Um, Replies on how it was not worth what I want. I go, okay, go find another one. Go find another one. Tell me what that price is. You're not going to. Promise you that. Nobody's buying ball pies over $1,000, in my opinion.
limited market for high dollar. They are though. They are. Canova's selling them. Billy Rose selling them. Monsoons were $20,000 2 years ago. People were buying them. 20 grand. Um, yeah, I wouldn't know either. Like, so my Orange Dream Yellow Belly Super Inchy Clown Pied 2 years ago, that would have been well over $10,000. Now there's none on Morph Market, so it's like, what do? You could put it on an auction, see what it goes on auction, but you're not going to get what you want. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's wild to think about that people are paying $16,000, $20,000 on ball pythons. It's just wild. So female monsoon right now is 5 grand. That's a huge hit. Because Billy Rowe was saying 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, they were 20,000 or more. So I couldn't imagine paying 20 grand for a snake 2 years from the time it's ready to breed. I mean, you're going to get your money back. I mean, if you get 5 animals and you sell them at 5 grand, you'll get your money, but it's not $100,000 clutch like they were 3 years ago. Because people are doing monsoon to het monsoon or double monsoon, $100,000 in one clutch. Crazy. And there's, all right, there's a lot on here. There's 4 pages of monsoon. So, I mean, there's a lot of people diving into. There you go. The monsoon het desert ghost from Canova, a male monsoon het desert ghost, $13,000, 13 grand. Somebody might offer him 11 or 10. I'm sure he would take it, but it's crazy, wow. But of course, Justin is more expensive than other people. Well, not really. There's a lot of. There's a monsoon het clown. Monsoon het clown for 12.5. Monsoon pied Brock Wagner, a female monsoon pied 10 grand. Yeesh. So maybe people are getting $100,000 clutches still. I know, it's wild, and people are paying that. And then I couldn't imagine paying $35,000 for a male and a female. By the time it lays eggs, $5,000. Now next year, I guarantee you those are going to be for 5,000 now. Probably by next year they'll be $1,500. Crazy. Somebody said something. I paid $25 on balls, bows, and sold mini bows and balls in that price range. Nice. That would be crazy. That would be wild. What's the most you would pay for a snake? I paid $6,000 for a ball python, and it's now worth $500. So, yeah. Yeah. So, it's very depressing to talk about what I bought. So 2.5 years ago, when the clown pied thing was the craze, I got an Enchy clown pied for 6 grand, and I think an Enchy clown pied now is like $400 or something. So yeah, that's a hard hit, very hard hit. Then I spent um, that was my most expensive. And then my next one was I spent almost $4,000 on an Orange Dream Yellow Belly Mojave Blackhead Pied, which will lay eggs in 10 days. That's a hard hit because, I mean, I bought in when everything was expensive. You don't know what it is. You don't know how the market's going to go. It could have stayed the same, but it got worse. So just got to ride the wave. I mean, if I had the money, it's tough because it's like you see these snakes on here. Um, Depreciation is crazy, but there was no depreciation during COVID and a little bit after COVID. Um, Everybody thought it was going to stay the same, and it didn't. So it's it's tough to pay $13,000 for an animal now, and then depreciation on it is 70% by the time you have eggs. So that's tough. Yeah, Canova runs everything, but good on him. Good on him. Good on Billy. Good on all those guys. You know, I don't hate on anybody. They put their time in, and they do it right. They got super clean facilities. They have um, their name out there. They got. You know, I know they've been in it for at least 20 years. So they put their time in, and yeah, I can't complain about it. Everybody wants to do this and get Canova status in um, 2 years. It's not happening. Put your 15 years in, or spend a $500,000 and buy all of Canova's top stuff, and then you can be kind of right there. But I mean, who's gonna pay that kind of money for real? Paid 4,000 for my stranger head clamp 2 years ago. I just got my first clutch from her. So I'll be losing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like my clown pied. Paid a lot. Um, but I hit three, and then that's what I did. So I paid a ton of money for that visual clown pied Enchi, and then I went with a multi-gene pied 100% het clown, and I hit three very nice visual clown pieds, and then I hit four nice. Or was it three? Might have been three. Yeah, because I think I got 6 hits. Three very nice pieds, het 100% het clown. So we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, I mean, I basically over the last 3 or 4 years, I've probably spent $100,000 on everything. So that's a big hole to dig out of. What's your goal per clutch to pay off those photos? Um, yeah. So I don't know. I don't do the math. Whatever happens, happens. But like I bought that expensive Enchi Clown Pied. I bought an expensive multi-gene pied het clown, and I figured the first clutch could erase that debt. And then the next season, I would see some positive income. Obviously, the market crashed, and so I'm not going to see any positive income on anything, anything at all ever, basically, because I mean, yeah, I'd say close to 100 grand in debt, and now I'm trying to sell stuff for $600. It is what it is. Yeah, so I mean, I thought I was going to be in the positive on my first clutches on everything, but the way the market went, I lost at least 70% value on everything. So it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, right. You don't know how the market is. You don't know what you're going to get for your animals. And then if you hang on to your animals that are higher priced, you might not ever sell them. So you do kind of want to get out of debt, and you want to make enough for the food because you don't want to be in the hole always. So you breed it for the enhancement of collection. You breed it to make awesome combos. Instead of buying expensive combos, you can just make it. But there is a little bit of uh, money involved, which is like the bad word, money. And you get canceled if you say, "Yeah, I would love to make money on animals." You have to though. You can't be in debt forever. Um, I pay $400 or $500 a month on rats, so I kind of have to sell something to even out the rat bill. But is this going to make me, you know, have a beach house property in Florida? No. Can I go buy a new Porsche? No. Can I afford to buy my rats? I hope so. So it's just kind of like, all right, I sold a snake for $400. It's not positive, but at least, hey, now I get some money to feed my animals for the month, which is nice. Um, yeah, that is nice. I don't have the opportunity to do that. I don't have a barn. I don't have a heated garage. I don't have a place in my house. But yeah, if you can do your own rats, then huge. That's a big financial burden, or not a financial burden. It helps. I'm hoping to move in the next year or two so I can get some property and do that. I did ASFs for a little bit. I don't like ASFs. I had issues with them. I do not. So my one snake that was breeding soft furs for, after like a year and a half, finally ate a real regular rat. So I don't do soft furs anymore. I actually put one of my snakes on soft furs and it got stuck on it. So I'll never do that again. I'll never ever feed my snakes soft furs because once they get stuck on them, good luck. And people say they flip flop regular rats, mice, soft furs. I don't believe it at all. So no more soft furs. And that one that was stuck on soft furs is laying eggs in 10 days. I'm like, oh, yeah, I was breeding. That door right there goes to my second bathroom. So I was breeding rats in my second bathroom. Phew, what a disaster. So I need a pole barn. I need a pole barn or a basement or something where I can actually breed my own rats, have a bigger facility. But again, everything is so expensive right now. So it's very tough to be like, I'm just going to build a pole barn, which is $80,000. Like, where am I? Okay, cool. I guess I'll sell my $300 snake and that'll help. It's like, um, breed feeders on a small scale. Dude, I tried that with the soffers and got like 100 of them for one snake. It just kept breeding. It was like out of control. And I built a rat rack and I can only fit one in the bathroom. So it's not like I don't know. It's too much. Too much. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, I mean, basically on my clutches, they so realistically or not realistically, like if I could sell per clutch of what I would like, I think per clutch I'm in the ballpark of yeah, I mean I'm in the ballpark of about 3,000 a clutch, which isn't bad. It's just marketing. So because yeah, and I think the low side because I don't have anything. I mean, all my stuff is multi-gene visual pies, multi-gene visual clowns, um, and then some head stuff. So, I mean, I think my cheapest one is, I don't know, $400, and then they average about six, seven, $800. But it's not too bad per clutch. It's just I have them. So, and then I hit like yellow belly pies. I got a few of those, so that doesn't help. But then you get hit with the orange dream enchi, yellow belly pies, which helps. So um, in theory, my clutches are good. It's just moving them and marketing and stuff like that. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Yeah, the newest clutch on the females are looking good. It's just tough to want to sell the females because, but I don't think I could have a whole like I don't know. I'm gonna end up with 50 Orange Dream Enchi yellow belly pies if I don't get rid of some of these. Um, the males I'm trying to move out because I don't need the males. I have males and backup males. But yeah, it's tough selling. It's tough trying to get rid of these females. But I gotta sell some of them because I can't be having 100 Orange Dream, whatever pies. I'll be, yeah. So yeah, I mean it. Yeah, I mean you gotta have a goal. You gotta have stuff, a good goal on stuff, and then it comes down to your spending, what you need to sell, what you want to breed, what you think the outcome is going to be, and stuff like that. But it's a lot going into this with just the initial, hey, I'm just going to breed and everything will work out and I'm going to get a bunch of money. It's not, breeding's the easy part. Everything else is time management, money management, budgeting. It's tough. And I'm finding that out quick. So I understand why people get out of this very fast, because you can get in over your head very fast, very quickly. Because I had 9 clutches and almost 50, no, I had 40 babies on 9 clutches. That's a lot. That's an extra $100. Well, that's more than that. That's probably an extra $200 a month on food. And then, of course, everybody wants to sell their babies the second they're ready. And unfortunately, that's not how it goes. Some of the stuff, a lot of these people have a lot of expensive snakes. Brock Wagner's got a bunch of good stuff. That's where I got my Enchicloud pie from Brock. And I made some good stuff out of it. Yeah, Brock is heavy on that monsoon stuff. He's got a sunset pied female for 6,000. That took a hit, big hit on price. Because that sunset pie stuff was like $15,000 not that long ago. But crazy. It hurts to see how much the value on stuff has depreciated over even the last year. And I don't know if stuff's going to go back up or not. But it is what it is, I guess. So, anyways, I've been talking forever. I'm going to try to go live more, um, just to get more interaction. Um, if you guys got questions or whatever, find me on Instagram, on Facebook, same name, Ben Cin-city Snakes. And yeah, so I don't know what to talk about. Been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. So probably gonna get off of here and get some food. What got me into snakes? Well, like 7 years ago, I just walked into a PetSmart and I saw a corn snake for sale. So I just bought the corn snake, and then I was doing a bunch of research online, seeing all the cool morphs. Um, Found Facebook groups, bought a ball python, bought another ball python, and then a couple years later, I was like, dang, these are pretty cool. And I was seeing all this cool stuff. And then I just bought a bunch of stuff, bought a bunch of animals. And then I had a couple ball pythons, and then I just jumped straight into the boas, and then I jumped straight into the anacondas. So I've only been having snakes for about 8 years. I've only been breeding for two, but yeah, I mean, I got a ton of them right now. I have over 100 snakes now, and then I started with just the one corn snake. So because it was at PetSmart, it was on sale, so I was like, hey, I've never owned a snake before. This would be kind of cool, and it was on sale. Why not buy a $20 snake? And fast forward, I got 100, maybe over 100. I don't know. So things happen quickly in the snake world. And then maybe 3 years ago is when I was like, hey, maybe I should try to breed. And then that's when I really started to get into, um, at that time, buying some of the higher end stuff. And then I went and Canova, Rice Reptiles, John Chosmer. I was just like, hey, 10 of this, 10 of that, 10 of this. And next thing I know, I bought a 70/30 rack, filled that up, and then started breeding. So the breeding has been very good. I do have one deformed snake, so no eyeball right there. So no eyeball, and then we got an eyeball on that side. So this snake was in the clutch with the other ones, and the other ones are perfect. So I don't know why this one doesn't have an eye. There's no kinks in the body. There's nothing else wrong with this one. I mean, it's a male, so I don't need it sticking around. The camera's not picking it up, but beautiful colors, awesome markings on the neck and the top right here. And I would say it's an inchy yellow belly pied. So really cool animal. Not 100% sure what's going to happen with this dude, but since it's a male, I don't need him. I might just sell him as like a pet only type of a thing, um, and then go about like that. But it does happen. So not all your animals are going to come out perfect. So little bit of some curveballs when you get a deformed snake. If it was a female, I'd for sure keep it because that'd be cool to have babies with that one. Um, so yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna jump off of here. I'm gonna try to go live again tomorrow. Try to do not an every night thing because that might get a little too redundant, but possibly go on live more, and then we'll just see how it is. We'll see how the interactions are and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys hanging out, talking to me, asking questions, and just hanging out on the live. So probably gonna get off of here and probably see you guys. I'll try to be on tomorrow night. I'll try to make a video of the anacondas. We'll see how that turns out. Um, so I appreciate it. And find me on Instagram or Facebook, Ben Cin-city Snakes, if you're not already on there. Um, I post every day, multiple times a day, a lot of content. And then you can talk to me on there. If you guys got questions or advice or whatever, let me know. I'm still new to this. So interaction, trying to get there. But yeah, that's it, guys. So appreciate it. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow night. See ya.